Lucia Silent Killer Szabová!
On the side. Nets it. Kick. Bad intentions. Kick! Lucia Szabová!
She has a professional record of 9 fights, 9 wins, 7 finishes, representing Nedora Cup Team Progressus and fighting out of Slovakia. Number 1 contender, bantamweight OKTAGON MMA, Lucia Silent Killer Szabová!
She looks like she belongs on a runway in Paris. Beautiful, elegant, refined. But step into the cage with her. You're not facing a model. You're facing a predator.
You shoot star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Gaga. I'm gonna go.
Postav sa na nohy, Mistra, poď! Postav sa! Aj si dám! Pozor na ruku! Vyťahni to! Vytrhni to! Vytrhni to! Vytrhni! Zaňu, za nohy! Stavaj koleno!
They call her the Silent Killer. And that nickname, it's not about her looks. It's not about her demeanor. It's about what she does to you when that cage door locks.
24 PFL season, Dakota Ditcheva still undefeated in the blue. Taila Santos, a one-time UFC title challenger in the black. Just moves forward. Orange kick to the face. Ditcheva showing off all the weapons. And she has Taila Santos hurt deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again.
On one side, we have Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva, the most devastating knockout artist in women's MMA. 15 wins, 0 losses, 12 brutal knockout, the youngest PFL champion in history, the first British female MMA world champion, the woman who finished Taila Santos when nobody else could. But on the other side, we have a fighter who might be Dakota's worst nightmare.
Walking forward. Tonight, Szabová looking for the finish. Now it is. Can she bring it?
Lucia Szabová, the Slovak Silent Killer, 10 wins, 0 losses, perfect record. But here's what makes her terrifying: 3 TKOs in the first round, 3 submissions in the first round, 1 submission in the second round, 30% knockout rate, 50% submission rate. While Dakota finishes 80% of her fights by knockout, but only 7% by submission, Lucia is a complete fighter who can finish you anywhere, anytime. Lucia Szabová, born December 23, 1997, in Bratislava, Slovakia. Look at her outside the cage. Stunning, composed. You'd never guess what she's capable of.
Bad intentions. Lucia Szabová! What a veteran! They were exchanging punches, punch for punch, hook for...
But the moment she steps between those ropes, the model disappears. The killer emerges. August 9, 2025, OKTAGON 74 in Prague. Lucia faces champion Cecilia Bolander for the bantamweight title. First round, 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Brutal elbows, devastating strikes. The referee stops it. New champion. That's the Silent Killer's signature. She doesn't waste time. She doesn't leave it to the judges. She finishes.
Bola som zápasníčka, študentka. Mňa ten šport veľmi naplňal, ale mala som strašne taký vnútorný pocit, že už chcem to dieťa. Najprv som sa strašne zlakla, že či to zvládnem. Ten rozbeh po pôrode bol zrážka s vlakom. Ten strach určite neodišiel. pochybuje človek o tom, že dobre robím, že odchádzam od toho dieťaťa a je extrémne náročné sa premôcť, ísť do toho gymu, vôbec vstať z postele, vydržím to peklo a potom proste príde tá odmena.
Lucia Szabová!
She trains at Hanuman Gym Prague. Her base, Muay Thai, razor-sharp striking, devastating kicks, precision elbows that cut you open. But she didn't stop there. She evolved. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, ground and pound. She became the complete package. She burst onto the scene, winning OKTAGON Challenge, a reality show where fighters compete for a professional contract. Since signing with OKTAGON MMA in 2020, she hasn't lost. Not once, not even close. All right, let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets scary for Dakota Ditcheva.
Come on in.
Offense.
We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
Oh!
And a power.
Dakota Ditcheva is one of the most feminine people ever. She's beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. There's nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences. But the early days were interesting because, like, you know, there was a lot of people disparaging women fighting, including Dana White. Yeah, some people get disturbed watching women get bloodied up. That's a big one for some folks. It feels different. Obviously, I'm a big fan of women fighting, but when I watch a big cut on a woman, it feels different. It's so hard for people to not get emotional when they get hit. It's a very bad way to react in a fight, to fight with emotions, because you expose yourself. You leave yourself open for counters. You miss your rhythm. You're not as deceptive. You're too obvious in your pattern, and so many times you get hit a lot more. Yeah, it's a big problem with fighters. The smart thing to do is to fight with correct technique and with a correct strategy.
Dakota has built her entire game on one thing: power, crushing, bone-breaking, fight-ending power. Those body shots, they're legendary. They've ended careers. They dropped Taila Santos, a UFC veteran, in the second round. But that submission rate, 7%, one submission in 15 fights, one rear naked choke against Malin Hermansson back in 2023.
Okay, you've got to get busy here. You've got to show me something.
Oh, there we go. The old pin.
Good job from Amanda.
Look at the square up.
Things have been up.
She's got it.
Things have been Second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one statement I'm the master of my CEO.
So impressive.
Meanwhile, Lucia, 50% of her wins are submissions, 5 submissions in 10 fights. Let me say that again. Dakota, 7% submission win rate. Lucia, 50% submission win rate. That's not just a difference, that's a chasm. That's a completely different dimension of fighting. Watch how Dakota fights. She's a marauder. She comes forward like a Viking berserker with bad intentions. Look at this. Body punch, body punch, body punch. She's not headhunting. She's destroying your foundation. That's Dakota's superpower. She doesn't need submissions. She doesn't need takedowns. She just needs 4-ounce gloves and target practice on your ribs. But here's the weakness. What happens when the fight goes to the ground? What happens when someone doesn't try to stand and trade with her? Now watch Lucia. This is completely different. She's a problem that changes shape depending on what you bring to the cage. Here's why this matchup is terrifying for Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota's opponents have all tried to beat her at her game. Stand and trade, survive the storm, maybe steal a decision. Nobody's threatened her with submissions because they can. They're not submission specialists. Lucia, 50% of her wins are submissions. 50%. The moment this fight hits the canvas, and in MMA, every fight eventually hits the canvas, Dakota is in uncharted waters. Has Dakota defended against a legit black belt level grappler? Has she escaped standing Americanas? Has she defended arm bars from someone who hunts them like a shark? We don't know, because she's never had to. Dakota's opponents come in with one game plan: don't get knocked out. That's it. That's the whole strategy. Survive Dakota's power and maybe steal a decision. Lucia doesn't fight like that. She brings problems, threatens submissions, force Dakota to defend positions she's not comfortable in, mix in takedowns, make Dakota worry about level changes, strike from range with kicks, don't let Dakota close distance easily, change levels, change tactics, change the entire fight. Dakota's used to being the aggressor, the hunter. What happens when she faces someone who hunts her? Lucia has been to the decision twice. She fought for 15 minutes. She's had to grind. She had to adjust when plan A didn't work. Dakota, only 2 decision wins in 15 fights. She usually ends it early. That's beautiful, until it isn't. What happens in deep waters? What happens in championship rounds when the adrenaline is gone and it's just will versus will? Lucia's been there. She's survived. She's adapted. So here it is. The question that's been building this entire video. Can Lucia Szabová beat Dakota Ditcheva? What do you think happens? Can Lucia's submission game crack the code? Or does Dakota's power prove unstoppable? Drop your predictions in the comments right now. And if you want to see this fight actually happen, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's make some noise until these two step into the cage together.
I love to crush dreams, so let's go.
I can wait to show you who is the real warrior.
Gonna be surprised when I hit her the first time too. I don't think she's been hit. Like, she hasn't been hit hard.
If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge.
These cocky fighters made the fatal mistake of disrespecting our beloved Dakota Ditcheva. They thought her beauty meant weakness. They ran their mouths, laughed at her Barbie nickname, and called her overrated. But what did Dakota did to them after? It shocked all of America and left these girls crying in the cage.
Come on in.
Offensive.
We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
Welcome back to Knockout Zone. Strap in, because you're about to witness pure violence.
Introducing first in the blue corner, she is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist, standing at 5 feet 7 inches tall. She weighed in at 124 1/4 pounds. She stands undefeated with 3 victories, coming by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here is Catherine the Animal Corgines.
November 22nd, 2022. Catherine Corgines walked into that cage with 3 straight knockout wins and a mouth that wouldn't stop running. I love to crush dreams, so let's go. She's never been dragged into deep waters.
I love to crush dreams, so let's go.
The American was undefeated, cocky, and thought Dakota was just another pretty face to add to her highlight reel. Getting desperate, Corgines tried to clinch and hug her way to safety. Bad idea. Dakota's grappling defense was elite. She took mount position and rained down hammer fists with zero mercy. Then, with seconds left in the round, Dakota charged forward like a freight train and unleashed a thunderbolt right hand that caught Corgines clean on the jaw. Boom! The Dream Crusher crashed to the canvas like a sack of groceries. Dakota added a few extra hammer fists for good measure. 2023 Newcastle. Swedish fighter Malin Hermansson thought she could mock Dakota and get away with it. She's the poster girl. She's undefeated, but she's not unbeatable. I don't have any pressure.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She is a striking specialist and stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. She weighed in officially at 125.6 pounds and in 9 professional bouts has earned a record of 5 wins and 4 losses. Fighting out of Örebro, Sweden, Malin Hermanator Hermansson.
Hermansson even copied Dakota's pre-fight kiss ritual, trying to intimidate her. Big mistake. Dakota decided to do her talking with her knees. And brother, those knees were violent. She switched stances like a prime Anderson Silva, using those long legs like weapons of mass destruction. But Dakota wasn't done. She wanted to prove she wasn't just a striker. She took Hermansson's back, locked in a rear naked choke, and put her to sleep. She's done it! The first submission victory of her career. The striker who couldn't grapple just choked out someone who disrespected her. Hermansson learned the hard way. Don't copy Dakota, don't mock Dakota, and definitely don't underestimate Dakota. Paris, 2023. Cornelia Holm was a savage submission artist who made a career breaking arms and choking people unconscious. She looked at Dakota's record and saw weakness. If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge. I got plenty more rounds than her. Second, third round, that's definitely an advantage for me.
If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge.
That in her last fight scored a beautiful takedown and a rear naked choke in the first round. I can't think of a bigger talent in women's MMA right now.
Holm thought Dakota would gas out. She thought Dakota couldn't handle a real grappler. She was wrong on both counts. Within 30 seconds, Holm shot for a takedown. Dakota stuffed it and replied with nasty knees to the ribs that echoed through the arena. Round 2, Dakota landed a vicious right hand that made Holm do the chicken dance. The experienced fighter was getting picked apart. But here's where it gets beautiful. Dakota took Holm down, almost locked in a rear naked choke, and proved she could beat grapplers at their own game. In round 3, Dakota threw a crisp 1-2 combination that sent Holm crumbling to the canvas. Then came the finishing kick. Game over. The woman with so much more experience just got schooled by the young lion. Dakota proved she was a beast even in the championship rounds. Holm's predictions? They aged like milk. December 2023, Dublin, Ireland. Italian brawler Valentina Scottizzi came in talking that tough talk. I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior. I'm like an animal. Doesn't matter who I have in front of me. At the face-offs, Scottizzi tried intimidation tactics. Dakota? She calmly asked for the belt, manifesting her victory before it even happened. Ice cold. The Italian's face started wearing the damage. Her left eye swelled up grotesquely until she could barely see. Did Dakota back off? Hell no. She targeted that damaged eye like a true assassin. More knees, more punches, more brutality. The ringside physician had seen enough. Scottizzi's vision was compromised, her face was destroyed, and the fight was stopped. Beautiful, beautiful, this could be it. Dakota danced around the cage, collected her belt, and pocketed $100,000. The real warrior just got her face rearranged. Sometimes the prettiest fighters are the most dangerous. June 2024, Connecticut, Dakota's American season debut. Australian Chelsea Hackett had Dakota on her hit list and wasn't shy about jealousy. Fighting Dakota has been on my list. Dakota's the golden child. She's become the face. At the face-off, no handshakes, just cold stares. Hackett thought she was ready. She wasn't. Within seconds, Dakota landed a thunderbolt right hand that sat Hackett down on her backside. The Aussie fought back to her feet like a true warrior, but she only ate more punishment. Then Dakota went full Gordon Ramsay and served up a liver shot special. Brutal knees and body shots that made Hackett crumble in agony. Oh, that was steal your soul nasty. Gina Bishop made a huge mistake. She called Dakota an industry plant and claimed she was just the golden child getting special treatment. It's no secret Dakota's the golden child. She's become kind of the face. Bishop thought her jiu-jitsu would be the difference. She tried to smother Dakota with grappling from the start. Dakota's response? Brutal body knees that folded Bishop like a lawn chair. Bishop crashed to the canvas, struggling to breathe. Then came the most savage moment. Dakota waved her up, asking her to stand so she could punish her some more. And when the Bishop stood, Dakota unleashed a surgical right hand that ended her night. And that does it! The entire flyweight division felt that chill. The industry plant just planted Bishop 6 feet under with one of the most ferocious finishes in PFL history. Maybe don't accuse people of being fake when they're very real assassins. Santos came with trash talk, mocking Dakota's Barbie nickname and putting on lipstick at Media Day. I just think I'm more complete than Dakota. The Brazilian thought youth would fold under pressure. She thought Dakota wasn't ready for this level. From her walkout, Dakota looked relaxed. She danced to the cage while UK fans roared. This was her moment. Dakota's front kick snapped Santos's head back. Her counters were lightning fast. Santos tried everything: grappling, striking, pressure. But Dakota was levels above. Round 3. Dakota went to the body. Thudding knees, brutal shots. Santos was hurt. She was gasping. She was done. Santos is in big trouble. The referee stepped in. Dakota Ditcheva had just become Britain's first female MMA world champion. collecting $1 million in the process. And how did she celebrate? By putting on lipstick in the center of the octagon, mocking Santos right back. Then she embraced her mother, former kickboxing champion Lisa Howarth, and roared with joy. The more complete fighter just got completely dominated. Dakota proved she belonged with the best in the world. Sumiko Inaba came with all the confidence. I don't think she's been hit hard. If I take out the face of PFL, am I the face of PFL now?